Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial I will show you how you can make this summer smoothie top. This is super easy to make and you'll see that you'll love it. So let's see what we will need to do this amazing top. So I'm using some self-stripping yarn, which is Katya's Concept Silk Degradé. The recommended needle is 2.5 3mm crochet hook, but we will use 3.5mm, and you will need an elastic band. To know the length of the elastic band, you'll have to measure your shoulders, and when you are making the measurement, make sure that you are pulling a bit the elastic, okay? And after that, sew the ends. For size small, which I'm making, the elastic measures 76 centimeters. Okay, and now we will start to do single crochet. So see here, I made the slip knot and I pulled the slip knot under the elastic band. Okay, and now every time I'm going with the hook under the elastic band, yarn over and make a single crochet. So with the hook under the elastic band, yarn over because the yarn is in back, pull it in front, and then make finish the single crochet. And you'll have to do like so all around until your elastic band is all covered in single crochet. Make sure that your elastic band is not twisted or something, because then the stitches won't line up properly. Okay, so we will do like this, and in total I had, for the length of the elastic band that I had 400 stitches. Yeah, a lot of stitches. We will work with a lot of stitches, but believe me that it's super easy to make and you'll finish the top in no time. So here I am with all the stitches, all the elastic band is covered. Basically, it doesn't matter if you have less or more stitches, unless when we will divide the yoke into sleeves and body. If you want to follow the same number of stitches as I did, then you'll need to have the same amount of stitches. If not, you can adjust this. It's not a big deal. Now we are basically on the row 2 and we are starting with chain 2, and now we will do only half double crochet all around. This pattern requires only for half double crochet and chain stitches to get that beautiful mesh stitch pattern, but I chose a border in shell stitch, but this is up to you. So now all you have to do in each stitch, just make and go and make one half double crochet. Now on this round, if you don't have 400 stitches, you can increase with a few stitches and go further. Now we will start the next row by chaining 3 and then skip the next stitch and go with one half double crochet into the next one. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, one half double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip one stitch, one half double crochet next. If you're working with a thicker yarn and you have another number of stitches, make sure that you have an even number of stitches so the windows to your mesh stitch to work properly. Now we will start round 2, and because we are working in this round half double crochet in windows, you'll have to go either in the back window or in the forward window. Okay, and then make one half double crochet in each window and chain 1 between. Okay, so you don't have to do the half double crochet on the top of each half double crochet on the previous row. You'll have to do them in the windows, so in the chain 1 stitch. Now I'm going and slip stitch with the second stitch of the third the 3 stitches that we did as a starting chain. And now I'm going in the window in front, so I will alternate one round in the window in the back, one round in window in the front, then chain 3 and go into the next window and make 1 half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and continue like this. And we will have to continue and repeat these 2 rounds without increasing, without anything, because we have a lot of stitches, so we will have enough for sleeves and body. And we will continue with 16 rows, not counting the round in double crochet, in single crochet where we covered the elastic band. So count only from the half double crochet rows. Okay, now I have 16 rows in totals, and it's time to divide this yoke into sleeves and body, and we will count windows. Yeah, so spaces, not stitches, because it's easier this way. And we will need 38 stitches for the sleeves and 62 stitches for the body. Okay, so like 62 stitches for each back and front side. Where my hook is, I'm just counting as the first stitch of the back, and now I will go in the window in front, starting with chain 3. So now I have 1 window, and now I'm continue and making all the stitches until the first stitch marker. So again, I will repeat, you'll have 62 windows for the back, 38 windows for the sleeve, 62 windows for front side, 38 windows for sleeve. Okay, so these are the number of stitches that you'll need for each side of the blouse. Now that I'm getting to the first stitch marker, we will add an armpit chain, and we will need here 6 windows, so I will chain 11. Okay, so when after I finish the back panel stitches, chain 11, skip the stitches for the sleeve, go into the next marked window and make 1 half double crochet here. Now chain 1 and go into the next window and make the next half double crochet. And we will continue now with the front panel stitches in the same stitch pattern. I have to say, if you are using similar yarn or something like that, because the sample that I did is actually smaller in measurement than the final top, the final thing, because after blocking I was stretching a bit, because this mesh stitch tend to be stretchy, so when I block it I just make sure that the windows are visible, and I gain up to 5 centimeters in length and width. So pay attention to the yarn that you are using, or when you are blocking the piece, just make sure that you keep the same measurements. When I got to the third stitch marker, I just did the same as with the other sleeve, so chain 11 and then skip the stitches for the sleeve and join with a slip stitch, because we are getting basically getting to the start of the beginning of the row. And now we are proceeding the same. I'm going again in the window, next window that I have, because in the back I'm not having any windows because it's the chain. So I'm going in the next window, making chain 3, or if you want you can just make 1 single crochet and then chain 2, which is easier for you as a starting method, let's say. And I will remove the stitch marker because I don't need it, and we will repeat the same stitch until we will get to the chain here. So I have to go into the first chain stitch that I did for the armpit and do 1 half double crochet, then chain 1, skip the next stitch, going into the next one, and continue like this with all the length of this chain. Okay, so skip 1 stitch the same way as we did when we started to work this match stitch. You have to chain 1, skip 1, and make 1 half double crochet in next. And you will have in total 6 windows here. Now I'm working the last half double crochet in the last stitch, chain 1, then skip the half double crochet that we will have here and go into the next window, and continue like this for the entire round. Okay, so I just finished this round, and now you'll have to work on the length of the top. I worked in total 22 rows, 22 rounds, sorry. If you want to make it longer, because 1 cake of the silk dégradé is enough for size small, but for example, if you are working in bigger sizes and you have already bought 2 cakes of similar yarn or something, you can basically continue in the length and make a dress. Why not? It will look pretty nice. So now I will go in and working the border. I told you that I will work a shell border, so I'm starting with 1 single crochet here, and then I will go and skip the next window, and into the next one I will do 5 or 7 double crochet. It's working with 5 and 7, it's the same, only on 5 you will have to work a bit looser, but as you wish. Then skip the next window and into the next one make 1 single crochet, then skip the next and make 5 double crochet into the next, and we will continue like this to the end of the row, and we will repeat the same stitch pattern to make the edging for the sleeves as well. I thought that it would be nice to just change my never-ending single crochet border and to make the shell stitches look it's looking nicer. So we will just continue and do this shell stitch edging at the bottom of the top. And continue to the next, to the end of the row. At the end of the row I didn't had 1 more window to skip, so I did just in the right in the window right before the first single crochet that I did my shell and then just join with the slip stitch with a single crochet. It's not such a big deal, it won't look ugly or something. So this was it for the border, and we will do the same with the sleeves, and I will show you right away how to do the sleeves. Now I'm cutting the yarn here. So this is an amazingly easy to make top because there are no increases that you'll have to do, so basically just working from top to bottom with the same amount of stitches, basically almost. So we are joining the yarn in 1 window that we have at the armpit, and we will do the same pattern as we did on the bottom of the top. on the hem. So chain 1 single crochet in the same space, skip the next, chain 1 space and go into the next one and make 5 double crochet or 7 depending on how big you want the shell to be. Then skip the next space, go into the next one and make 1 single crochet and repeat to the end of the row. Again, if you are working a bigger size, and you will have on my blog, you will find instruction for bigger sizes up to 5 extra large. Of course, that you'll need to buy for the extra bigger sizes, you will need 2 cakes of yarn. You can use another type of yarn if you want, and just I let you the measurements, the yarn amount in meters, just to be easier to find another type of yarn if you need, and to know how much yarn will you need. So this is it, the top. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's super easy to make and it looks amazing, and it will be perfect for this summer. And as I told you, you can adjust the length, make it with sleeve, make it a dress if you want. It will be the same pattern that you will have to follow. Thanks for watching.